So the last time you saw me, I was in a bit of a predicament. I forgot that wood actually floats. The hose pipe slipped, disturbed the sand over there. Everything is brown. We lost the stick. Then I'll fix the sand and I'll put the stick in once it is full and I can see what I'm doing. This massive log decided, oh, it's going to float, even though I had it held down by a rock. And essentially, it was just a complete mess. And I don't know, I'd worked really hard and I was despondent. I felt like giving up at that point, but I didn't. I did take a break and I eventually got it set up. So here's what the fish tank looks like after I've added the rocks and managed to keep the wood down. I had to super glue the one end of the log to a rock, and I did the same with this other piece of driftwood. Also laid some stones down in the middle just to add some sort of passageway and some sort of depth, and it turned out really cool. This is actually my favorite part of the fish tank right now. It is a small little stone with a fossil in that my daughter found. We've added that to the tank. We've also added some rocks that they painted as well. Don't worry, the paint is safe. One of the big things that I noticed from picking up stones from the river is that you get some stragglers that come along. So with the stones below, believe it or not, I actually managed to pick up quite a few snails. Typically, snails are quite bad for your tank, especially if you didn't want them in your tank. I found a one bladder snail which has survived, and he is massive. I call him Big Chungus because he's grown so quickly. If I have a shot of him, I will put him in here. I had to leave it for a bit. A lot of proteins and sugars came out of the wood. I did a couple water changes because, as you can see, it's very murky. It was a lot worse. Now I need to put some plants in. So I'm on my way to get some plants, and I know there's an incredible place where I can easily get plants that haven't been contaminated by humans. Just across the lock over here, if you just pan that way, we're going to cross over, and there's a bridge at the back there. Let's go and take a look what we can find. Very nasty. Were you scared going over things? Is that what that was?
Yes.
Oh.
That says now an authorized entry.
Yeah, that's what YouTubers. No, okay, so it is pretty dangerous because look how fast the water is flowing. I think I can get some plants just from down there. So maybe I'll try and grab some and call the lifeboats if I don't come back. Plants, let's put them in the tank. Okay, so this is me putting the plants in the tank. I found this red plant with like brownish red leaves. I thought if it lives, it will look pretty cool growing on the side, making most of the red on the side. I've also found this stringy green plant. I wish I knew the names of these, but I put this underneath the log. The idea is that it's going to hopefully grow and cover the base of the log. What that should do is just remove any sort of sight of cotton wool that I use to super glue things down. And then at the back I just found some plants with leaves that I pulled out. I tried to use some tweezers to put them in. It was easier to just use my fingers and push them in. And then my plant that I was super proud of, I put it at the back, which I did add some more, and I thought maybe this could reach all the way to the top of the water and essentially be a home for the fish, somewhere where they can lay their eggs, somewhere where guppy fry can maybe live. I don't know, depends on what kind of fish we get. But remember, we're doing this for free, so I did have to kind of scavenge, and it's kind of bare at the moment, but hopefully it will grow and become more prominent. I wanted to keep it alive, a real fish tank with real plants. I believe that's the best way to do it, and if you're doing this for free, obviously that's the way to do it, because you just collect plants from a water source. Please make sure to check them for eggs from snails and so on. Sometimes they would be there. My goal for 2026 is to be invited to a Sidemen hide and seek video. I have a strategy that will guarantee that I win the video. When I do, I'm going to give half of the prize money to a subscriber. Please subscribe, leave a like and a comment if you want to. Thank you so much for watching. Let's get back to the video. Great, so now the plants are in. Now it's starting to look like a fish tank, like a professional fish tank. I know I said in the last video I wanted to go the other way, but take a look at what I've done. If you look closely, if you squint a little bit, it looks like the eye of Charizard. So for all my Pokemon fans out there, You can see, I'll put a shot right here. Tell me that doesn't look like Charizard's are. Yeah, that's fantastic, which is not something I would have expected, but I'm very happy with the outcome. Once it starts to grow, I do think we are in for a monster of a fish tank. It's a fish tank, so that means it needs fish. Let's go fishing! We weren't able to get some fish, we were a bit unsuccessful. But I think I may have an idea for that. Yeah, so I wasn't able to catch any fish. Let's be realistic. I wasn't going to put a fish from the river into my fish tank. I don't think it would survive. I think that would be kind of cruel. Luckily, a friend of ours who has a fish tank has some spare guppies that they were happily able to give us for free. Unfortunately, I did not record it. Here's a picture of them giving us the guppies. I have added a sweet potato, which I saw on TikTok. Apparently, it will root. If you put it on the edge of your tank, it will root into the water and it will purify the water. Sure, I don't know, but the roots will look quite nice, like a bush coming from the side, which I think will be pretty cool. And I had a sweet potato. So once again, the whole theme is free. I've added it. So here come the guppies. Oh, there comes the water, and you can see some in the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yay! They gave us 8 guppies. So can you build a fish tank aquarium in your house completely for free? Well, firstly, you need to find the fish tank on Facebook Marketplace or get it from someone in order for it to start off free. I say that is your first cost. Thankfully, I found this one for free. If I didn't, I might have found a smaller one for free, or I might have been able to pick one up somewhere for really, really cheap. Outside of that, yes. The answer is yes, you can get it for free, which you can see here. It's completely done. Plants, wood, stones, sand, water. You are able to get it for very low cost. And I'm not going to write that off. However, in our next episode, we get to finally spend some money. Yes! So if you would like to see the next episode where we go out and actually spend some money on the tank, I know that we need a filter. I know that we need a water heater because it does get quite cold. Hit subscribe and hit a like if you enjoyed this video. It really helps out the channel. 2026, I'm hoping, is going to be a fantastic year in terms of my YouTube growth, building a community with you guys. So thank you so much for sticking around. Hit subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. But before you go, leave a comment below what you think we should add to the tank. Like, what are some good suggestions that you guys might have that I could add to the tank to make it, just that little bit better.